Hello everyone, this is Ahmed Ali, an educational consultant, curriculum developer and teacher trainer with more than 15 years of experience in the field of English language teaching. And in this video, I'm going to highlight the unique features of I Write Right series. I Write Right is a writing series that has been designed to improve students' writing competence. The series covers most of the genres of writing elementary and middle school students need to learn. I have compiled and edited material from a variety of sources to come up with a product that guarantees students' improvement should they follow the guidelines and rubrics set. It is also a user-friendly series that consists of 3 books that can be utilized to serve students at national as well as international schools. This series was not randomly designed. In contrast, I relied on research from the literature of second language acquisition theories in order to come up with an approach that would help enhance students' writing skills. I depended mainly on 3 theories of second language acquisition. Number 1, Krashen's input hypothesis 1985, in which he argued that comprehensible input that is slightly higher than students' actual level facilitates language acquisition. Therefore, I ensured that texts as well as activities included are challenging but achievable. Secondly, I also depended on Schmidt's 1990 noticing hypothesis, in which he maintained that nothing can be learned unless it has been noticed by the learner, and that input is not sufficient unless it has been processed. Accordingly, I designed activities that direct students' attention to the features of the prompts provided in each genre of writing, in addition to designing language and vocabulary activities that help process this input. In the picture that you see here, this is just a sample of how the book approaches each genre of writing. After providing the model, there are always such questions. These are not reading questions. These are questions that are made to direct students' attention to the writing features in that text. The third theory I relied on is the Socio Cultural Theory, which emphasized the teacher's role in the acquisition process, and drew on Vygotsky's learning theory, in which he argued for the role of instruction, especially through scaffolding, in order to help learners go through the zone of proximal development, the ZPD. Thus, I strongly believe in the role of teachers as facilitators to help students process the content of the book and eventually produce high-quality output. So, briefly, what teachers are expected to do using these books is to expose students to models of what they are expected to produce, direct their attention to layout, and provide especially tailored practice on vocabulary and language needed for their writing practice. Now, I'm going to show you some of the features you will see in these books. First, I included vocabulary activities that would help students write about the specific genre of writing they are studying. For example, in the picture that you see now, there are activities on personality adjectives, and this will help students write descriptive paragraphs. I also highlighted some of the grammatical points that students might need in some types of compositions. For instance, this is one page from a letter of complaint, and in this page I'm providing practice on the past tense, because normally when students write a letter of complaint, this will be in the past tense. Additionally, in each of my books there is a special section for letter writing. In grade 4, students learn how to write an informal letter and a thank you note. In grade 5, students study how to write a letter of complaint, and in grade 6, students study how to write a letter of application. As I also believe that graphic sources facilitate learning, in the second edition I tried my best to include as many graphic organizers as possible, especially with homework questions, in order to help students plan their ideas before they embark on writing. In the second edition also, I added a new part in the activity book for writing mechanics, where students get intensive practice on specific punctuation items such as capitalization, commas, and end marks, so that they master these skills and avoid making mistakes in these areas. There is also a proofreading section in each book. as I believe that when students get used to spotting mistakes within texts, they develop the skill of self-evaluation and they will be able to review their own assignments before they submit them. Another distinguishing feature that I added to the second edition is the online resources that will be very useful both for teachers as well as students. These are videos that are aligned with the content of each book, and teachers can actually use them in class as an engaging and effective teaching aid. Another very important feature is this rubric. This rubric is not made only for teachers. In fact, teachers need to discuss it with their students so that when they write, they would be aware how they're going to be assessed. It is also crucially important to highlight that the same items here in this rubric are actually the same items that exist in the correction table that teachers will rely on to score students' assignments. There is also a space where teachers can provide a personalized feedback to their students. Last but not least, there is an end of course evaluation at the end of each book. This evaluation consists of some can-do statements where students can evaluate their journey with the book throughout the academic year. This is the end of my presentation. And finally, I'm honored to show you some recommendations that I received from professionals who have used the first edition over the current academic year.
Hi, I'm Mr. Faiz Yasin and I'm grade 6 English teacher. Today we're going to talk about our Write book. As you're all aware of, writing is a big part of students' learning journey. With our Write, it helped me to set high expectations from students and they were able to achieve them. The book allows me to raise my students to the required level. One of the challenges that I always face as a teacher is finding clear structures on how to start teaching writing because there are too many topics to write about. However, our Write gives the students the ability to grasp the requirements of writing. It has activities embedded in it. It always gives you the freedom to allow students to express their creative side by adding their personal experience through writing. The book is beneficial because it provides video content. They can practice their critical thinking as well as their creativity. Hence, I highly recommend it to any teacher who's eager to achieve the highest outcome.
Hi everyone, this is Mohammed Juma, a vice principal of one of the international schools in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I'd like to talk about I Write series. This series is developed for international and national school students, and it's talking about the writing skills. It's addressing the writing skills for the students. A couple of years ago, we figured out that our students' writing were very weak, and we decided to adopt one of the series that is good for our students. We looked here and there and we communicated with many publishers. At the end, we found out that I Write series was very organized, and the good thing in this series, it has a lot of skills, it has a lot of practice for students in order to understand how to write a good essay by understanding the introduction, the body, and the conclusion in a way which is very interesting, which is very colorful for students, and especially in elementary school. One of the good things also is the writer himself. The author is one of the educational consultants in the field of education, so he understands what to do and what to give to students in this age. After a couple of years, we are adopting the second edition, which is way better than the first one. The first one was good, but the second one was way better. We are happy with this. Our teachers in the school are also happy with the series, and we found out in our quizzes and end of year exam, mid-year exam, the students' writing improved. They used to write a couple of sentences, for example, and then they say, I don't have any ideas in my mind. But now they can write at least 15 lines in a very good way.
Hello, my name is Mr. Brown. I am a 5th grade teacher at an international school. Currently, I use the book I Write for reading class. We use this book because it is organized and it is engaging. It allows our students to match their skills that they learn with their writing. And this is one of the most beneficial things about the book.